All right, so we're getting recorded, so I'm going to start it off. All right. What is up, everybody? This is Tommy Birch, and I'm back with another interview today. And I'm here with grad student and first-team All-American field athlete, Darius King. What's up, man?
What's up? How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. It's nice to talk to you. It's a good start. I haven't done a lot of stuff with track and field, so this is going to be a cool one.
Hey, man, everybody's got to start somewhere. Happy to be here.
All right, man. So I'm going to start it off with talking about high school. So you hold your shot put and discus records at Moline. Is that how you pronounce your high school?
Yeah, Moline.
Moline. The one I wanted to bring up in particular was your shot put record because you broke the previous record that was held for 41 years? 41?
Something like that, yeah.
What did that kind of accomplishment mean to you?
It was pretty cool, I'd say, because the old school record was actually what my current coach at the time. So his goal was just kind of get me to get better than him. So when I got there, I was kind of poking fun at him, like, hey, probably better than you in a sense. And just that matter, it was just really fun just to get his dreams accomplished of setting a school record and my dreams of setting a school record as well.
That's kind of cool, like a passing the torch kind of thing. I didn't even know that. You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So you're a big athletic dude, and I just, were you a multi-sport athlete or did you stick just to track and field?
I played football as well.
I like that. I play football, so it's kind of it's close to home, man.
Big guy thing.
So then you had your success in high school. You went local, you went to college, you walked on at UNI, and you redshirted.
Yeah.
So what was it like redshirting and walking on?
Well, for recruiting purposes, I only had 2 schools that I was looking at as either here at Dubuque, University of Dubuque. So it's kind of either I wanted to go D3 or D1, and of course everyone's dreaming to go D1. So D1 it was. And then when I came here, we had, I think, 8 guys here. So it was kind of like I was going to redshirt no matter what because we just had too many guys to be throwing. But our coach gave us this little mark that if we threw 17 meters or around 55, 56 feet with a 14-pound shot put, you would lose your red shirt. But me, I didn't do it actually. I threw like 1680 something. It was pretty close, but not good enough. So I just redshirted that year and really just focused on myself really because I was not going to like make it a sob story, but I was alone all the time pretty much. Just they were traveling everywhere. The coach was traveling everywhere. So it was kind of just me, myself, and me versus myself.
I mean, like seeing that you got 1680, right? And then your numbers now, you produced and you got like significantly better through time. So it's really cool to see. We'll talk about that in a minute though. I'm going to stick with the story we got right now. So actually, you went UNI as a redshirt freshman, you walked on and then you go on to set school records in multiple throwing events and then Valley Conference records. And you make yourself a national name. You not only have a top 20 shot put in the country, but top 100 in the world. 72, I think, right?
I don't know the world ranking, sorry, but yeah, I'd imagine something like that.
It's pretty good, man. That's some cool stuff, especially starting off where you did. So what was it like, going from that position to where you are now, where you're putting up these such big time numbers and you started off at a 1680 where you couldn't even get past like the red shirt?
You said like, what's it like throwing far now?
Yeah. Like, what's it like? What did it take to get there? Like like what kind of work did you have to do? Like, what did you put yourself through to get there?
Really, I mean, I did the same work as the other non-redshirts pretty much. It was just really pushing myself to just get stronger. Really, I came in not as strong, just kind of a fat little slob, to be honest, and not much muscle, anything like that. So really just clean up my diet, lift heavier weights, lift better form-wise, anything like that, and just try to prove myself that I belong there because when I first got there, I didn't really feel like I belonged to a sense. So I really just wanted to prove like, hey, I'm here for a reason. Let's make that reason really big to show off. And throwing far now, I mean, when I first did it, I was kind of surprised. Like, I didn't think I was capable whatsoever of doing that. But now throwing pretty high consistently is kind of like, what can I do to get past this plateau? Because I think I plateaued so far around 20 meters right now. So just trying to get that extra 2 meters to be up in the higher world rankings, top 50. Just what can I do to be better in that matter? So just really always trying to get better in a sense. There's really no reason to settle down right now.
And I think that the qualifier for the Olympic qualifying number is 21.1, right? Or is it
I think it was 2065. I think it was for the. Are you talking about for the auto queue to get in the Olympic finals or to qualify to go to the Olympics?
qualify to go to the Olympics?
2065. I'm pretty sure it was.
You're really like, did you hit that number already, or are you just closing in on that?
Just closing in. My PR is 2014. I think it is something like that. So, I mean, 50 centimeters is a lot, but still pretty close. 50 centimeters away.
I mean that's pretty close. You're getting there. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've seen like I I had to do my research. It's my job, and I saw it
Yeah.
like through the years, like indoor, outdoor. Like every year you got better. So, it's I mean I'm confident, but that might just be me. I'm not you. I haven't like.
Right there with you, bro. I'm confident too.
And speaking of indoor and outdoor, what's the difference? Like, what's the competitive difference? What's it like?
For indoor, the ball is just bigger because they have to build a ball that won't, I guess, necessarily break inside in a sense, and plus you can't throw really metal balls inside. It's just pretty dangerous. So they have to build it out of oh my gosh, I don't know what it's built out of. Just we'll say rubber in a sense. It's not rubber. Oh, it's plastic. I'm an idiot. Plastic. So like plastic shot puts, and they're a lot bigger. I don't know why, but they're just a ton bigger. And indoors, you don't have to worry about weather. Obviously, it's pretty much the same everywhere you go. So those are the two really big major things. But the things that I notice is that outdoors, I have more events. I have 4 events compared to 2 for indoor. So it's really putting my workload back up and then going back down. Just really the biggest changes for me.
You're making this really easy for me to move on to the next question, because the next question I was going to ask you was about your events that you do. This is
Yeah,
this is a great leeway. So
I got
for
you.
your events, I know that your shot put is probably you succeed a lot in that event, and that's what got you your All-American title. But some people it's not their favorite. So out of all of your throwing events, which one do you like to do the most?
Uh, well, it would be obvious to say shot put just because I'm really good at it. But honestly, I like javelin a lot because javelin is really I don't practice. I kind of just go out there and just have fun in a sense, just mess around the whole time and try to score points. I only throw it once at the conference meet whenever we have it. So I'll practice 2 days before the meet and then I'll throw it at the meet. So kind of whatever happens, happens. We don't really care. We're just trying to score points because the MVC isn't really we'll say the toughest in javelin. So just me getting out there trying to score points. That's the end goal.
And didn't you perform pretty well in the javelin too when you did that?
Yeah, somehow, some way. Yeah, I don't even know what I threw, like 56 something. I got third, which was pretty incredible to say.
So
To say the least.
you're telling me that you practiced 2 days in advance, and then you go out there after not doing it for any of your meets the entire year, and then you place third.
Yeah, just everyone's just as surprised as you are right
that's
now.
that's ridiculous, man. I don't
Yeah,
even know what to say.
just having fun out there, man. That's all it's about, just having fun.
Yeah, that's all right. So speaking of your different meets that we were talking about, I know that you go to a lot of different places. Like you had the meet at Drake, correct? And then um,
Yeah.
where's your favorite place to compete? I mean, obviously, home stadium is going to be a lot of fun, but like, where have you traveled that you enjoy the most?
Probably Oregon because they just built the new stadium, so it's kind of fresh feet in there, putting my little footprints in there, and just seeing. I wanted to go to Old Hayward, but I didn't qualify for that at the time, so went to New Hayward. Obviously, and it's just seeing that arena in person compared on Instagram is a totally different atmosphere. It's just everything there is just so high tech, brand new. Just you really don't want to touch it. You don't want to break anything because it just looks so expensive and nice. But outside of that, oh gosh, probably. I mean, I'm not from Iowa, so I can't say like Drake hits home for me like it does for people in Iowa. But I'd say Drake is probably my favorite meet outside of nationals.
Yeah, man. I mean, I saw the new Oregon venue, and like just looking at the pictures of it, I was like, I
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a track or field athlete, and I just looked at that, and it kind of made me want to be a track or field athlete.
Yes, bro. It was insane, that's for sure. I wasn't ready for it, to say the least.
All right, that's really cool, man. Now we're gonna get into the deeper questions, like the the more intense ones. So
Get it.
so I know there's a huge difference in pressure when you get to like being a high school athlete, then being, you know, a walk-on redshirt, and now being an All-American. What kind of difference is there, like the environment that you're in from going from high school to now?
I'd say high school is kind of, in a sense, if you're good or not, is whether you have fun or not. And it's to say that, like when you're good in high school, like you kind of have fun because you kind of have the chance to go to state and compete against athletes who can do pretty much everything in high school, in a sense, just be really good at it. So in high school, it wasn't really too much, I'd say. Just the biggest thing was trying to get a scholarship or just go somewhere to be post-collegiate, because not many can. And then in college, just the big difference for me when I was a freshman, just coming in and going from the best guy on my team, number one, to being the absolute worst on our team and bottom of the totem pole. So really just the pressure for me from, I'd say, freshman to probably end of my sophomore year summer was just trying to get back to the top. And then once we get there, just try to stay there. That's been the motive ever since. And so far, so good.
I mean, like work ethic's super important, and I can say from my experience, you know, I mean, I only play Division III, but going from, it's still a step up, and only 7% of athletes that play in high school go and play in college. So
Yeah.
no matter what division, or if you go from being like the best to the worst, it's still a huge accomplishment. So
Yeah.
you know, it makes you want to work harder. You know? Upstairs, it's fine.
You're good. Just got all respect for every athlete that does it in college, because especially now I know the time commitment's being near just having a full-time job, and that's just incredible to me. So props to you for doing it. Props to everybody else who's gonna do it, and people are doing it right now. Props to everybody there.
And I mean, you get to go from that to from high school to, you know, being one of the best in the nation. So you get that benefit.
Yeah, a little added perk to that.
All right. So I know you were talking about how, you know, doing it, the sport, it's fun. And that's what, like, you know, being better means. Like sometimes in high school, it just means having more fun and enjoying what you're doing. But why do you compete? Like, what makes you love the sport that makes you want to go to the next level and keep playing it?
Oh gosh.
I know I told you I hit with the deep ones, man.
Yeah, so you went from 0 to 100. I'd say, oh gosh, what makes me enjoy it? Just really all the relationships I built. Just my best friend in high school was my throws coach. He threw at Illinois State, so he kind of knew what it was like at a mid-major. He told me, like, don't skip over the mid-majors in a sense. So I looked at UNI and another bunch of other mid-majors pretty well. All my best friends are in track. I got school paid for because of track, obviously, so a big part of that. And then just sports in general. I met my girlfriend through sports, so that's pretty big. Just sports been part of my life for dang near since I've been born, and we haven't stopped yet. So I guess just really, just trying to be better, really, because sports has made me the man I am today, and just want to become a better man, hopefully one day. And I think that's really what's keeping me going so far.
Even if you don't want it to, sports just has its way of making you a better version of yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No matter
Yeah.
what context, you just find a way to be yourself.
Yeah, I think for that, it's just really because you're always around them, and no matter what, whether you're watching it, playing it, or talking about it, it's just whether people like it or not, sports are dang near everywhere in the world.
And I mean, especially for you, because you do it in 2 different seasons, indoor and outdoor. You're with the same group of guys every single day for 6 months of the year. So it's going to do something to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So who or what is your biggest motivator? There we go.
Oh, gosh. Biggest motivator. Biggest motivator. Probably, I'd say I don't have the biggest motivator, like person-wise. I have people who I like try to shape myself to be good at. Like I follow Darrell Hill's form really well, just trying to study him a lot. Ryan Krauser, Joe Kovacs, obviously. But gosh, my biggest, I don't want to say myself, just I want to say chasing greatness in a sense. Just really trying to, like, when people talk about great throwers or great collegiate throwers, like, I want to be in the conversation, like, not talking about it, but being talked about. So I guess really, I don't want to sound cocky and say like success, but just
It's not cocky, man.
Being good in a sense. Yeah, really that. I just want to be good at it. I don't want to miss my time and be bad.
You're just driven. That's like, that's something that I think all of us can aspire to be, have confidence in ourselves and drive to be better. So, what do you plan on doing after college?
To be determined, really.
To be determined?
I mean, because if I throw X mark. I don't know what the mark is. Yeah, I'll do post collegiate for the next 3 years because the Olympic cycle is shortened this time. So I'll try to get back to the trials and try to make it back on the team. But if I don't do that, I think I'll probably end up working for a little bit. Just my major is computer science, so being a software engineer somewhere for a little bit, and then eventually get into coaching because I just want to. I think track has really changed my life in a sense. So I kind of want to change someone else's life and give back to them how much joy I've been brought to track. So why not help somebody else out to help me out?
That's a very good answer. I don't even know what to say to that. All right, so this is the
So,
last
yeah,
question.
Mm-hmm.
I got one last question, then I will let you go. So if you could say anything to guys in a similar position that you were in, right? Walking on, redshirting, or like starting off in a position where they don't have offers, what would you say to them?
Like in high school or like when they get to college or both?
Let's say when they don't have like the offers that they want and they're in high school and they haven't decided on anything yet.
I'd say really go where they want you, because if you go where you want to go but they don't want you, you won't really. I won't say you won't get better, but you won't feel part of the family in a sense. They'll kind of they'll recruit you to say, "Hey, I signed Joe Johnson here," in a sense, but they're going to use that name to try and sign bigger people who actually they want to coach and who actually want to be there. So I say keep grinding first of all, but then second of all, like go where they want you, because wherever they want you, they're going to try to make you better. And plus, they feel like you're going to be a great fit in the family in that sense. So just think about that. Think about school, obviously. Go to school first, not just track. And then I'd say for redshirt freshmen who like kind of, or first year freshmen, just really keep going, because every senior above you who's really good now is at one point a freshman just like you and at the bottom total pool just like you. So just keep going. Everyone's there. You just got to fight your way out of it.
All right, man. That's great advice, and it was really nice talking to you. And I got to learn a lot about track and field just from researching and, learning about you as a competitor. So I really appreciate you taking out your time. So thank you everybody for listening. Thank you, Darius, for getting on the call with me. And I hope that you do well this upcoming season. I'll definitely be watching now. So. All right.
No problem. Thank you. Anytime.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. See ya.